You will never amount to anything.
We shall see, brother.
Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen from Zen World, and I hope you're having a great day. So today we're doing a rundown on Adam Bashir, aka the Blue Marvel. Now, he was created by Kevin Graveau, and for a lot of us, we know Kevin Graveau as a really good actor, a writer, and also for his really strong voice in the Underworld series, right? So the character of Blue Marvel went through the process of inception when Kevin Graveau was a little boy, right? He wasn't just created as he became an adult, but had the idea for this character when he was little. So he came through the process of inspiration, right? So he premiered in The Legend of Blue Marvel in November of 2008, not too long ago, actually, right? So now let's talk about the character himself. So Adam Bashir has a PhD in theoretical physics, and he also has a graduate degree, a master's degree in electrical engineering. Pretty cool, great combination, right? Which kind of makes sense when we talk about his story later on and how he became Blue Marvel, right? So the character, he was part of, in his earlier years, he was part of the Marine Corps, and also was part of the Korean War as well as a veteran. So in the Marine Corps, he worked with his really close friend named Connor Sims. So they both worked, they were a leading scientist who worked on basically sustainable energy, right? So they were working on a method of getting sustainable energy to, for lack of better words, right? And what happened is they tried to siphon or create a balance between the positive energy that we have in our normal universe, or in the comic books it would be the 616 in the universe at hand, and also antimatter, which comes from the negative zone, right? A lot of us who think about the negative zone, we might think about a nihilist, right? Or when Reed Richards tries to go into the negative zone, in a lot of the different comic books. So now, with a lot of different stories, right? All didn't come to a great ending in this sense, right? Connor Sims ended up being bombarded with these energies, the antimatter energies, and didn't have a stable molecular body, right? Meaning that he couldn't really hold himself together, and thus forth turned into just energy. Now he does come back in the Legend of Blue Marvel. It's part of the stories, but we're not going to get into that right now because we're going to focus on Adam Bashir. Now, similarly, Adam Bashir was also bombarded, but he ended up becoming a reactor in a sense that he actually became what they were trying to create, right? But as a person, right? So with him having the ability to tap into antimatter, it gifted him with several different abilities. Now, when we're talking about abilities and gaining abilities, right? They usually come in part and they're usually part and parcel with the imagination of the character and how they use them, right? So for him, he had super speed or enhanced speed, super strength. He had a passive ability, and passive meaning that it goes through the autonomic system, right? It's unconscious. He doesn't command it, right? And that power is longevity, right? Because he was in the Korean War, but he made it all the way up to current times where he's able to team up with the likes of the Avengers, right? So the longevity that he has is part and parcel to his powers that keep him juvenated, right? Or that keep him going, basically. So the character is pretty cool in the sense that he also has energy projection, right? He also can, my glasses are already like messed up. He has energy projection, and he has the ability to balance and siphon energy at the same time, right? So he's a really phenomenal character. I love this character. He's one of my favorite characters, and a lot of other people talk about him very, very much, right? I've seen many videos in recent days about him, including myself, right? In terms of like who he is and the prowesses that he has. One of the greatest feats that many people talk about is when he knocked out the ultimate version of the Incredible Hulk, right? As one of his highest feats. Now, I don't think that's his highest feat, but he did knock him out, right? He knocked him to the point where now people have a comparison battle, right, or a debate right? In terms of like how powerful is Blue Marvel. Now, I don't believe that we've seen the highest echelon of his ability, similarly to Spectrum when we talked about her. But at the same time, I think depending on the writing, depending on the the actual story that they're in, will lend itself to their abilities on a greater scale, right? So if I was to say what books should you read in order to know about Blue Marvel, I would say The Legend of Blue Marvel is the perfect run to get to know about the character. I would also say make sure you go out and read Mighty Avengers, where he's part of that team with Luke Cage, Spectrum, Superior Spider-Man, and a couple other characters like a new version of Power Man, right? Then I would also say, then you go to, my glasses keep tilting. Then I would also say go out and read the Ultimates too, right? So there's different Ultimate teams, or there's the Ultimates from the Ultimate Universe, and then there's the Ultimates, the second iteration of the team that comes from the 616 universe that is composed of Adam Bashir, Spectrum, Blue Marvel, America Chavez, and also I said Blue Marvel and Adam Bashir like they were two separate people. I meant to say Captain Marvel and also Black Panther is part of the team. So it's a really phenomenal run. I would say go out and read it. And in tomorrow's episode, I'm gonna do an episode on Mr. Terrific from the DC landscape. Amazing character as well. So I'll catch you all later for the next one. Don't forget, sending you all peace, love, and prosperity. Drop me a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video, and I'll catch you all later for the next one. Take care, everyone.